Welcome to International Racing League Season 6, Round 21. We're at Brazil with the F1 tier. As the Drivers' Championship was wrapped up, and I also believe the Constructors' Championship was wrapped up by the Renault team, so it wasn't a Alfa Romeo in F2 and F3 and F1 winning the Constructors, it was just F2 and F3. I am your main commentator, IRL Leon, always Jared Fosby. I am joined with Kevin.
Hello.
That's Nexus Aspect, so he'll be with me today. With the final round, just waiting for one more drive, I believe. I think we're waiting on Edward. And I'll also wait for you to join the lobby for comms. So
yeah, I'm here. No.
You are here? That's good. Stream is good. Everything looks good. And you won't have any issues today with any drilling noises or anything like that. What happened last weekend, that's been fixed, so you'll be able to hear that. As Matthew's telling everyone to go. Is Lickle in? Thought we're waiting on Lickle. I guess. Matthew wasn't. We weren't actually going to go then. Matthew's being wrong. Well then. Okay, yeah, we are waiting for Lickle, and you've done the tweet, which is good.
Yep.
If you want to go down the driver standings and constructor standings, while I just get some stuff sorted out, if you can.
Okay. So it's Matthew Alder, obviously the championship winner, won it with a few rounds left. Ahead of Louis Welsh, who retired near the end of the season. Jay Drawbridge in third, Brandon Glover in fourth, a little bit off. He cannot get third. Fourth is the most he can hope for. Fifth is Mark Espy, who also retired. Sondre Sorhaug in sixth, who can actually take fifth off Mark today. Diego in seventh, who can take sixth off Sondre. And also Cameron Young behind both of them, who can also take that position as well. Can a little bit more off, outside chance of sixth. We have Raphael in seventh in the Red Bull, pretty good finishing positions recently. Lewis Curtis and Sterling West, two Williams in 11th and 12th, 76 and 69 points respectively. Lee Kelly in the McLaren, the youngster in 13th. Harrison Seeley, who's a reserve right now, in 14th. Ollie Favell in 15th. Nino Romanello in 16th, although he hasn't raced recently and isn't racing today.
Ollie is racing.
Oh, no, Nino. I mean,
oh, sorry, I say sorry.
Caden in 17th, Caden Forbes, also a reserve. Doesn't look like he's racing today, he's not. Thomas in 18th in Ferrari, Lucas Serra 19th, Matthew Collins recently moved up from F2 in 20th, and then Brett in the Alpha in 21st, and then Alejandro in 22nd. That's fours. Then for the constructors, Renault obviously won it last race ahead of Alpha. Red Bull in third, pretty good podiums from them recently. Haas in fourth, Mercedes a little bit off in fifth, closely followed by Williams in sixth, and then Racing Point in seventh, closely followed by McLaren, so a bit of a fight for seventh there. And then Toro Rosso not too far off either, and then Ferrari in a low only 10th.
Oh, and that is the drivers and the constructors standing out, read by Kevin there. So that is all up to date. Just gonna go and make sure everything's good. Everything is. Also, I will go over the steward findings for today's race. Incident to Verstappen, he's got a 20-second time penalty. Unfortunately, he isn't here, so the 20-second penalty will be gone by today, but it is the last race, of course. And also, I believe Brand's also got a 5-second time penalty added to his time with contact with Verstappen there. So Brand's been given a 5-second penalty, so he won't be happy with that. But it is what it is, as Lee Kelly was the first one out, but I think now that's actually, I believe, Lickle. Lickle has come back as Edward, so he will be the first one on. Like, oh, really getting that Toro Rosso's rear out there on those mediums. Climbing up the ERS now as while he goes on his lap. I think my top 4 for the qualifying prediction today will be Matthew Alder first, Edward second, Rafa third, and Jay fourth. I think that's going to be my top 4. As actually, I'm going to go on the Renault team as they are doing donuts. They said they would, and Sondre's doing donuts into the gravel. As here we have it. Hopefully it doesn't affect anybody on their laps as they are crowning themselves champions. Oh, they are doing donuts, and it looks like Lickle's going to join them. It may be a 4-way fight for the donuts. As there we go though, the Renault's doing the donuts. Since they won the championship, they know it's over. Have a look, Lickle isn't on a lap now. I believe Lee is on one, so we'll go on board with Lee Kelly, who's now closing up his lap. As the Alfa Romeo has to get out of the way there for him, and that was Brett there, so Brett is out of the way for Lee. So Lee will be the first one on the lap. I think it is on a set of soft tyres, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any rain in the end of quali, as I believe the Renaults are still doing donuts. But right now though, we will stay on board with Lee, coming to the line, see what time he will do, and that is a 1 minute 8.5. An alright lap there, unfortunately went on. Rafa just smashes that though, 177. What about Jay? Jay's actually not on a lap, as I did have a voice crack in between that, I do apologise. Brandon though is on a set of hard tyres, and those Renaults need to get off the track. Don't want to affect anybody's lap. So right now though, gotta say though, Kevin, do you think Lee for that lap, was that a banker for him, or do you think he's going to be there as his teammate's just done a 1.8.3 to take second off him, as it looks like Lee's actually joined. No, he hasn't. I don't know what they're doing there, but the Renaults are still doing donuts. Now look, Rafa currently your net leader. Now we go on board with Bran coming to the line. He takes a P116 flat, so it definitely was a banker, but he is on the lap now, so we won't stay on board with him. Let's tie through the chicane, through the centre corner. Nice left-hander, get a great exit, get a great run. Max amount of ERS using. I would use ERS mode 4 because it is quick on the straight. Right into this corner right now as we're oh, Bran's actually backed off. Bran has backed off his that, and the Renaults are no longer doing their donuts anymore. So the Renaults, as one of them has just crashed. Is that Matthew? Don't tell me that's Matthew. Yeah, that's Matthew. I think they're going to do donuts down here. Do you see anybody on their lap, Kevin? Because the Renaults right now are really struggling to keep it on track. Kevin? I think I've lost my co-commentator. Oh, I don't think he's here right now. Just check the stream. Jack, mate, actually I can't hear Kevin. I don't think he's here right now, so unfortunately he isn't here.
Oh, never mind. Yep,
Oh, he had his mic on mute. Oh, that. Brian just did a 13.6 on a set of hearts. That is fine. So, as now Cameron Young is in the lap. He did leave a session to get a setup. The Haas team didn't bring him one, but he comes to the line. What lap will it be? It looks like it's going to be that would have been a banker there. But he is on the lap now though, I think. On the mediums. He did a 113 banker. Let's see what he can actually do.
Looks like he didn't validate. Yeah, he didn't validate. And Cameron.
Cameron has invalidated as Brett is actually retired, I've just realised. So he's done a 1.889, but he is out as Edwards took fourth, 1.8.7, so only a few tenths off Lee on a different compound of tyre. So Lee may not be finding the grips if that was an actual lap put in. Venom in second with a 1.8.3. He'll be looking for a podium today as he just missed out, I believe, in Hungary. But in Germany I think he got a podium, which I believe. So could he be getting another podium today? Have a look. Jay is on a lap right now on a set of soft tyres. both Red Bulls are out on softs, so let's see what the strat they're going to do today.
With the purple middle sector as well there.
Oh, so Jay's going to look like they beat his teammate. Will we see this duo next season with Rafa and Jay? Because they look like they could have been a dominant threat if they were teammates at the early start of the season against Matthew and Sondre, but Jay takes second. 17.8. Can goes up to fourth, 18.5. Edwards now strapped on a set of soft tyres, so he's thinking to go for pole position. Brandon though has done a 114.2 banker on hards, it looks like. So see how he does on this lap, if he is improving. He's in the Mercedes, of course. His favourite driver is in the Mercedes. Let's see what he can do. Oh, as he almost loses the rear end, so he's really struggling on those hard compound of tyres. I didn't see his delta there, so I was more paying attention to his rear end of the car. Right now, look, he's basically on the blink of fuel. What time will he do? It's a 19.4 there, and it was valid.
Coming around to finish another lap. With actually now he's got the purple sector once again, so coming up to the final corner.
He's pitting. I think he was baiting Jay, and I think it's worked. He's got ahead of Jay, and the Red Bulls are first and second currently. Venom in third place, Cannon fourth, Lee in fifth, Edward on mediums in sixth, Brett retired in seventh, Brandon Glover in eighth, and the guys fighting on lap times right now is Sondre, Matthew, Alder, Sterling, Ollie Flavel, who's come back to IRL, who's currently invalidated his lap, it looks like, and Cameron Young. So right now, the only person who really is on track, I believe, I don't know what Ollie's doing. I think he's actually trying to save ERS to save his lap. But right now, I think Brand's the only one who's actually on a proper lap, as Edward has now come out on a lap. But I think
just caught Matthew Collins invalidating his lap there. Very unlucky, just coming to finish. Just finished.
Oh, that's unfortunate there for him. Brett's saying the reason why he retired, he's trying new settings on his wheel, so the wheel isn't looking nice to him right now. As Lee Kelly is going to be on a lap, so we will go on him if you want to commentate over his lap, Kevin.
Yeah, so into turn one, you really got to get this right and make sure you don't validate, as it's very easy to do. Even if you get past that one, it's also very easy to go wide, but he gets through that and continue on. So actually, the first sector pretty short. Obviously, he's on purple, so maybe he might be down this time. You never know. Although has set of bankers through this double right-hander, shifts down momentarily to make sure he has right turn in. Into his right left-hander, very long left-hander. You've got to make sure you get a nice exit because it's very easy to lose the car a little bit there. And now through his right-hander, come up to his left-hander where he really got to hug the inside of the curb to gain time, as he actually sets the purple middle sector there. Not sure if that's true or not, but we'll see. He's coming up to the line now, around the final little kink. He hugs the inside, and will he put it on pole? No, he sets an 8.2 and puts him on fifth.
As I believe Edward's just done a lap. Yeah, Edward has, without Venom. Venom's in. As we will go on board with Matthew Ord now, who's currently on a lap champion for this season. He's finally done it. He had a championship attempt last year, season 4 with Felix. Unfortunately, Felix, I believe it's either season 4 or 5. Felix won that title. And Matthew just invalidated that, I believe, because he was way off. Yeah, I think he has. No, he's still going for it though. Let's see what he does. Right now though, he is on the softs. He's shredded one set of softs, so he hope he doesn't get them in the race. Because right now though, he is on a lap. There is Lee Kelly, I believe, ahead of him. And then there's a Haas driver and a Racing Point who's ahead of them two, who I believe, actually, they are on laps. Well, Cameron is. So we'll watch Cameron come up to his line, see what lap he will do. Will he beat Lee today, or will he beat Venom? He goes an invalid 177, so that would have possibly put him first. I think that would have been a 4-position lap. As Matthew peels into the pit, so it was an invalidation. But Cameron has got the pace to qualifying the lead today. Will we see Cameron's first win in IRL? Right now,
well, I mean, it's always possible. I mean, he hasn't actually raced in a while, so it's kind of like a bit of a return.
Cameron almost loses the wheel, isn't he?
Yeah, looking at it, he seems to have the pace. As you said, he could have set a 7.7, which could have put him pole. Although Matthew hasn't set it up either, we can see what time he'll do eventually. If he actually sets time, I mean, the two runners might be planning to just not set laps.
You're right there, the Reynolds may not be doing that. They may do what I did last season, starting at the back of the grid. But right now, look, Jay is on a lap right now, as we will go on board. Actually, he's done a lap, and... Wait, hang on, did Jay just get pole?
Yeah.
Alright, I didn't even... my apologies, he did just get pole. 77.724. So, even if Cameron did do his lap, he wouldn't have been first. Cameron would have been second there, it looked like. So, Jay has got the pace today. As we have heard from the Renault team, there possibly maybe more donuts if they are not in the podium positions on the final few laps. So we will go on that maybe near the end of the race. But right now, look, Jay was on a lap, isn't anymore. Rafa on another lap? I think he is. Rafa is on another lap, so he's going to do 2 laps on those soft tyres. And he is the only one who I'm going to stay on board with right now, as I believe his teammate will be pitting. And actually, Edward is about to start a lap, so we'll go on board with him. I think actually Rafa's going to pit, actually. Yeah, we're going to go on board with the Toro Rosso, or is known now in the next season as AlphaTauri. Would Edward get a podium like the Toro Rosso did in real life? To wait and see. As Lickle is currently in third. See what lap Edward can do on those softs. Especially we already have gone over the top 2 predictions just earlier in the video. Around about, I think 15 minutes ago we did that. Round about. Could be wrong.
Yeah, it would have been like 10, 12.
Yeah, somewhere around about.
With like, probably with like 14 minutes left to quality.
As Edward is about to finish his lap, he is improving, but he pits. He knows that wasn't good enough. So will he go on another fresh set of soft tyres? Right now though, Ollie Flavel is on a lap right now. About to finish his lap. I do apologise if my use just saw a black screen. I may have to turn that off. But we'll watch Ollie quickly do his lap. And he's 7th, 18.9. Almost 10 seconds improvement on his banker lap. Right now though, Racing Point team are 6th and 7th. Right now though, I'm just going to have to go blue screen for you guys for a minute, because I need to turn some off, because it'll pop up in the stream all the time. I do apologise for this. And there we go, we're back. We shouldn't have any more issues with that. Right now though, don't believe Ollie is on a lap. He lets Matthew through, lets Jay through. Jay luckily isn't on a lap. Matthew isn't on a lap. Could Jay be a person fighting Matthew for the championship next season? Could it be Rafa? Could it even be Louis if Louis makes his return? Could be anyone on this grid next season. Could be a lot faster than Matthew Alder. Right now though, the championship's been wrapped up. Gotta say though, Kevin, if the Red Bulls did show this pace at the start of the season, it probably would have been a different Constructors winner this season, since Renault have won the Constructors.
That's very, very true, very good point. I mean, if they were able to put in these performances from the start, they could have easily got the Constructors, or at least there at least would have been a Constructors fight today. But didn't happen, so I mean, obviously they've got their pace together this by the end of the season. They've got their pace together now, so maybe next season there could be a bit of a charge from these records.
As Matthew and Jay are both valid, but there's yellows in sector 1. That is Bottle. That is him retiring in quali. Ollie's also called it quits, so Jay isn't going to improve. What about Rafa? Rafa hasn't invalidated. This is good news for Rafa if he wants to take Paul off his teammate. Now these two have been really close this season. with some extraordinary pace at the end of the season. Dead at the start, as we did say, they probably would have been winning the constructors title. Drivers on the other hand, I still think it would have been Matthew, but it is what it is.
Actually, interesting tyre choice from Matthew. He's planning to start on the mediums.
That is correct there, you are right, as there is a little bit more time in quality, so Matthew might go for another run, but he's going to have to get going quickly because Rafa is closing, finishing his lap. Now here comes Rafa. And will he pit? No, he doesn't. He's going to finish the lap. What time will it be? Will it be an improvement? Yes, it is. A 1:07.5. A few tenths quicker than Jay, and a few tenths quicker than his PB. So right now, though, he is in the net lead. Is Jay on another lap? Yes, he is. Is Matthew on another lap? Yes, he is. What about Edward? Where's Edward on track right now?
He's in the farm sector.
As there's a racing point who's just gone off. I believe that is Can. So Can will no longer be improving. Edward's only got 13 seconds to make it to the line for run. I don't think he's going to have enough time. And I don't think he is. It's going to be close. 5 more seconds left. Will he have enough time? No, as he goes into the wall. That could affect somebody's lap. There's hopefully no one is on one. Let's have a look. No, Can isn't on one because he did mess up. Bran isn't on one either. As Bran's just peeling out the way. I think Bran's actually trying to get himself disqualified.
See what Jay can do. Jay's on his way.
As Rafa hasn't not done another lap, what's Jay going to do? Here comes Jay to the line. A 1:07.6 just misses out. So Rafa is currently on pole. What about Matthew Alder? Matthew Alder takes P7 there. What about Cameron
30,
Young?
30 hundredths of a second separating those Red Bulls.
Cameron Young's on a lap. Will he improve? Brand's been disqualified. Cameron takes third. 1:08 for lap there. He was showing a bit quicker earlier in the 7s. So he will be a bit disappointed on that lap, but he'll be happy to be on the top 3 of the podium right now in quali. He's got clear air roughly against Jay and Rafa. He could win this race today. So the time will tell and wait and see as people... Rafa's actually in the pits. So just wait for him to retire and then we should be going down to the race. As right now, there we have it. Here's your top 13 for today. Rafa is in first with a 1:07.5. Jay in second with a 1:07.6. Cameron Young in third with a 1:08 flat. Edward with a 1:08 flat as well. Only a few hundredths separate between him and Cameron. Lee in fifth with a 1:08.2. Venom with a 1:08.3. So the McLarens are quite closely matched at it. As Can is in seventh, 1:08.5 on soft tyres. Matthew Alder on Ollie on mediums, 1:08.8 for Matthew, a 1:08.9 for Ollie and Brett. There's a 1:08.9 retiring early into qualifying session. We'll be starting 10th on a set of softs. People who didn't do lap times is Sondre, Sterling, and I believe Bran was actually disqualified from quality, so Bran actually will be starting last in today's race. As it is clear skies, so my top 4 prediction then for the race will be Matthew Alder winning, Jay in second, third is Rafa, and I'm going to have to give Cameron Young fourth. Could see it the other way around, Cameron Young winning, or Jay winning and Rafa, but I'm going to stay with my top 4. What do you think, Kevin, about yours?
I'm going to say that Jay's going to take the win, Matthew second, Rafa third, and Matthew Collins fourth.
Interesting, so we're thinking Matthew Collins will get another decent result. It'd be good to see if he could beat Cameron Young, as Cameron did say he didn't have the pace to be in this tier. However, though, I think Venom's got a lot of pace to show, as he has been proven to be almost quick as Lee. So we have to wait and see how Venom performs in today's race, as we're going down into 9 seconds remaining before the session does start. Wait and see for the lights. We'll go out, we will have the formation of course, and we'll see what the people who didn't set lap times or who got disqualified, so Sondre, Sterling and Bran, tyres they'll go on. As we'll turn telemetry off, only if we need it on. Want it on, that's Right. So then, Rafa is in front of the finish line, Jade second. So everyone to 7th on softs. Matthew and Ollie, of course, on mediums, and Brett is on softs. So Matthew and Ollie need a good start to stop Brett trying to pass them. Sondre is also on mediums, so the Renault team are doing the exact same strategy. Sterling also on mediums, and so is Brandon Glover. Brandon's copying a few of the drivers here. It's a very mixed strategy. Will it be soft to medium, or will it be soft, medium, medium? Have to wait and see. I don't know really what the strategy is around here, actually. So I'm going to get a bit of PSGL practice for tomorrow, because it's Brazil tomorrow, and I believe the race champions is Brazil. So, right now, though, the light sequence will be starting soon as the drivers get round the track, warming up their tyres. Brand's actually peeled quite far off there. Has to get within 10 car lengths. He's just in the barrier. He's safe. So there's a rule. If you're not with, oh, as he almost loses it. There is a rule. If you're not within that 10, you will get penalised. As I found out that harshly in Abu Dhabi.
It'll be interesting with the two McLarens after what happened last week. They're
yeah, you are right.
The same row of the grid.
You've just reminded me of that. The McLarens had a bit of chaos. Unfortunately, that was not reported by either two of them because they didn't have the footage. Although I think there was a bit of bad blood there. I think they've calmed down. Hopefully, they don't do a Ferrari, what they did this season. Last season, Ferrari did. Never know. It could happen again. They are good drivers. Lee just needs to learn if his teammate is quicker. It's near the end of the season. Might as well just let him through, and it could help you out in the end of the race. But they are teammates after all. And it is the final race of this season for the IRL F1 tier, as we are getting ready for the light sequence. Showing yellow flags. I believe that's about to start light sequence. Yes, there we are. We have 2 lights, 3 lights, now 4 lights, now 5 red lights. And on for a while, and we're off. The Jays had an alright start. Rafa had the best. Oh, for some reason it's put me to Brand, but Rafa keeps the lead. Jay goes in second. Oh, a bit of contact between Cameron. Cameron's getting feisty. Nobody wants to podium. Edward has got through, and Edward's got through Cameron Young there. Lee in second, Venom in Lee in second, Lee in fifth, Venom 6th, Can in 7th, Matthew in 8th. Had an alright stop. Brett's had a decent stop past Nolly, but Matthew's already on attack. Trying to pass all it can there. I'm getting these two mixed up. Right now, oh, Can's gone. Can has just hit the curb there. No contact between him and Matthew, it looked like there. Is he going to lose it to Sondre? No, Sondre has dropped back of the grid, as he usually does, but makes some work near the end of the race. Oh, back to the front. Oh, actually, back to McLaren's. Lee actually let Venom through. I can't believe I'm seeing this. Lee has took the advice from his team, and Venom is through. As there's yellows, I believe that is actually Sondre there making a mistake. I've got to say though, with Can and Sondre only making a few mistakes, it was actually a clean start.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was watching I was down the back, and actually Ollie and Brett into turn 1 looks like they are going side by side. Ollie on the inside will try and make it work, but no, he has to slide behind. But he actually has a much better exit. He seems to have a lot more grip on those mediums already. So maybe Brett used him a bit too much of Ollie, and he's going on the outside of Brett. He's going to try and hang it on the outside. Brett squeezes him off the track. Still
could we see an Adrian Suttle and Trulli moment?
The corner. And there's
there's a Williams gone
in the back.
Sterling's off. Sterling's got big wing damage there. He's going to have to pit.
Yeah, they're still side by side though. Ollie and Brett, they've been side by side for the whole lap so far.
Brand's also trying to appeal.
Now trying to hang it around the outside. Brett's trying everything he can to try and squeeze him, but it's not working, and Ollie's going to go around the outside now. They're still side by side, and will he have to back out? No, he's still there around the outside of the final corner.
Brand
and he's
gets
actually
through.
gone off the track, and he's
gone. Ollie's gone.
Yep.
Ollie is off into the wall. He's lost his left front wheel and he is out, and there is a safety car. So Sondre and Sterling have been saved. Rafa will not be happy with this.
Yeah, Can actually was able to sneak into the pits there as well. Very
good job there for Can. I didn't really catch what happened really to Ollie. Was there contact between him and Bran? Or was there contact between him and Can? Was it teammate contact?
One of the two, I'm not sure.
As he comes in the pits.
Yeah, Can has a wing change.
So it could have been between Can. There was damage, big damage. Excuse me, I've got hiccups now. This ain't good.
And actually, this has helped out Sterling. He's he spun not too long ago,
and he's gone on the hard compound tyre. So he possibly could take those to the end. Actually, no, he isn't. He's on. Wait, what? He is on the hard tyre. Yeah, he is. It was just a glitch there. As he will now be coming out of the pits on the hard compound tyre. There we have it.
Sondre, it also looks like something happened to him.
Yeah, he made a mistake earlier on in the race. And he's going to be happy that he's actually... Wait a minute, he pitted.
No, he didn't.
No, he did.
Did he?
He's pitted.
Yeah.
He was on mediums. Well, I actually didn't realise he pitted. I thought Raptor's got a big lead. Is Jay being tactical here? Is he deliberately slowing these lot down? Now, it ain't really going to affect anything as long as you're within 10 car lengths. Now, that is questionable. Is he pitting? He's pitting. Maybe he was stuck with the Delta. Maybe he was stuck with the Delta. That was questionable what Jay did there. It has to be within 10 car lengths. Edward now in second. Venom is looking for another podium position, but will Lee steal it from him? As these two had collision last week. For the final round, will they have contact again? McLaren's all looking strong as well. Brett in 5th now. Bran in 6th. Jay will be coming out of the pits in 7th with Cameron Young right behind him in 8th. So they're going to go for medium, soft medium strategy today. As I believe that's the strategy anyway, but...
Yeah, I think what happened there was maybe Jay was trying to get a gap in case Rafa also pits so he didn't lose time.
Oh, as Matthew just gets out of can out the pits. Sorry to cut you off. Just gets out as we wait. As we go on board with Rafa then, as we wait for everyone to catch up under the safety car. I wasn't expecting that crash though from Ollie. It is what it is. It's unfortunate for Ollie there, as right now look. Safety car I believe are coming in next lap, I believe.
Yeah, it would be right, I think. Sounds right.
Right now, look, Rafa's just trying to warm up his tyres. Edwards using most of the track just to keep these tyres warm. So it looks like Edwards pitting. Could have got a warning from that, as remember you can get penalties under the safety car. As Venom is in 3rd. Let's say Venom, even though he was really not at the pace at Spa, I believe it was. I believe he... No, it wasn't Spa. What was the track after Spa?
Let me have a look.
It's bad, I can't remember what was after Spa. I think it was Japan, wasn't it?
After it was France.
It was France.
It wasn't...
So after Spa, Venom was promoted, yeah. Oh yeah, because he didn't make France unfortunately, but he was promoted in Baku. Didn't show the pace to be up with these lot, but now, since Hungary and Germany and today, he's got confident with the F1 guys, got confident with the McLaren car, and showing some decent pace. I've got to give him the credit this season. He started in F2, was really quick for F2, way too quick in my opinion. But he's not way too quick in F1. He's decent pace, could possibly win a championship maybe next season if Matthew makes a few mistakes and Venom can get the car tuned in well. Same with Cameron Young. There's a lot of drivers here who could win it. They've got the pace. That's all he has left the session. The safety car will coming in this lap. And Ollie did say someone didn't leave him any room. And that is from the chat. As right now, look, Rafa will be getting to the line, waiting for the safety car. As we're going to see somebody's engine, or hear somebody's engine messing up. Still, that glitch is still there all around the car. The safety car has now started to come in. So Rafa's backing up quite smartly here. And now he has set off. And off he goes. Now everyone can now solve a look at Venom. Venom's getting aggressive. Going to the inside of Edward already into turn 1. Great driving there from Venom, but Edward just sees the mistake and closes that door. Great drive between them two. Now Lee's thinking and attacking Venom. 4P3. As there's spikes all over the track right now. As everyone's trying to find one piece of track. And there we have it. Oh, one of the Haas drivers tried to lunge on Jay. I believe that was Cameron, and Cameron's actually lost a few positions with that. And Cameron's now dropped the 10th.
Brett up the inside of Lee, and also Pran's going to follow him through.
Great move there from Brett. Oh, look at Matthew. That's Matthew on attack, going for 7th. Sorry, from Jay. But Jay's fighting back. He's not letting him have it, shoving him off the track there, very cheekily. Matthew won't be that annoyed, as he already knows it's not really going to affect him in the championship. But he won't be happy with Jay's defensive driving there. As right now, look, Venom in 3rd, Edward 2nd, Rafa in 1st. Battle for the lead. Brett is just losing touch to these 3. As now Edwards looking on the inside of Rafa, brakes a bit late, bit of side-by-side touching. Rafa keeps the position. Oh, as it's gone again on Lee. Now Edwards still on the inside. Will Venom get a 3-wide switch maybe? He's in the DRS. Is he going to get close enough? No, he's not. Unfortunately, he has to wait. Edwards still couldn't get past Rafa there. As Venom had to do a bit of corrective steering, trying to not lose the car there. It's been a great race though. Brandon and Brett are ghosting to each other. So I don't believe they see each other. Yes, they do. Oh, do they? I can't tell. Have a look. Bran on the outside, Brett on the inside, battling it out. Switch to Lee as we'll get a better view on the battling. Bran and Brett almost wheel to wheel. Bran's going to go on the dive like Hamilton did on Albon. Had a bit of contact. Couldn't make it work. Lee's getting really hungry.
Running away right now. This battle is just so tight and between so many cars. Yeah,
it's literally the biggest battle I've seen. Right now we'll go on telemetry on Lee's car right now. See how much ERS he's got. He's got a lot. But we'll switch back over to Bran. Bran's looking feisty. He's going to go on the outside this time. Is he going to make it work? Brett's still there. Closes the door. He can't even get by. Bran just can't get past at all right now. And Bran is usually good at defending, but he's not that good at attacking usually. But Brett is just driving defensively so much right now as they almost come to blows, touching tyres. Bran on the outside, Brett on the inside again. This reminds me of the Ollie fight we saw earlier. Will this end like that fight? No, it doesn't. Bran makes the move and takes the position from Brett, but will Brett do a lunge later on? Oh, as Brett does a bit of corrective steering, almost rear ends Bran. Very close and personal. Oh, look, Matthew's lost position now to Can, it looks like. Cameron Young, not that far off Matthew. Sterling and Sondre must be enjoying this battle. They don't really need a pit. Oh, as Can's gone off. Can's made a mistake. Matthew on the outside. God, didn't realise those tyres will be shot. Brett's just got a penalty. Matthew going to try to switch or try and get a better exit than Can. Will he make the move work? Will the champion get past Can before Cameron gets past both of them? Matthew going on the inside. Makes it work, finds the gap, gets past. What about Cameron? Cameron's thinking about it, and he gets by. Cameron gets the position. Now Matthew is in a bit of trouble now. He's got Cameron right behind him with DRS. I don't believe Matthew will have it. No, he doesn't, as we get a nice rear view shot there of Cameron approaching Matthew. Not as quickly as I thought he would. Oh, that was a nice camera angle there. There's now on board with Lee, who's dropped now to 6th.
Yeah, the top 3 almost 4 seconds away from the strain, so...
oh, contact between Brett and Bran! Brett just rear ends Bran there, backs off, and I don't know what Bran's doing there. Bran made a mistake, and it's going to let Lee back through. Now, I understand if Bran's annoyed with Brett there. Brett, as I said, he's testing new stuff on his wheel, so there could be an issue with his wheel there. Right now, look, Lee's now just got past Brett. What about Jay? Jay's thinking of it. Jay's going on the inside. Brett has to give him room, but Brett keeps it on the outside. Still, these lot are fighting just for P5 right now. Sorry, for P4.
Yeah, Brett might be able to make a move on Lee. He's closing up. Or maybe Lee could make one on Bran. Not quite. And also not quite for Brett, is he actually? Has a look on the outside there.
As Bran just got a 3-second time penalty. As right now, though, we're going to have to go on board with the battle for P2. Venom versus Edward into turn 4, I believe there. And Venom's got Venom, I can't speak today. Venom has got by. Venom is in 2nd place now. Edward in 3rd. Great move there from Venom. So the softs are starting to work again. Bran, though, still under threat right now. He's getting challenged from everyone. He's basically a Yarno trolley in the Toyota in the Malaysia 2008, I believe it is, when the dueling McLarens were all over him. But there's only one McLaren today over Bran. And right now, Brett's not that far. Matthew's not that far. Jay's getting a bit tasty with Matthew. Cameron also wants a bit part of this fight if he can just get close enough. Matthew wants a bit wide. Jay and Matthew side by side. Are we going to see this for next season for the championship? Right now, though, Matthew is losing to Jay.
It's closing up to Matthew Collins. Into turn 1. Down the inside he goes. And he actually gets the move.
I've got to drop back to Brett as there's battles all over. Ooh, Matthew almost rear ends. This gives Jay a slot. Will Jay make this work on a good exit? He's got a better exit than Matthew, it looks like, but Matthew's going to get DRS. This isn't good for him. And look at that Renault straight line speed. Matthew there just had a lot of speed with that DRS opening. And right now, look, Brett still in 6th.
On the at the exit of turn 3, after Edward getting back past Matthew. Matthew had a very good exit and then got him back into turn 4.
Good job there from Matthew. However, look, we are on about Matthew Collins, not Matthew Alder, so there is 2 Matthews. Right now, look, Lee Kelly is still fighting with Brad, but he hasn't got a lot of ERS left. Now, he needs to watch out with this, because this could ruin his race. Because now, Brett is not that far on the same compound as tyre. Now, I understand why the top 3 are pulling away. They need to pull away. They are a stop away from Jay. Jay's already done a stop. Matthew's already done a stop. Cameron's already done a stop. So they are technically your net top 3 right now. Unless Edward, Venom, as Matthew, as Rafa do pull up a gap. As right now, though, Bran has to defend on the inside. Lee going on the outside. Ooh, that was cheeky. That was cheeky there from Bran. That could be looked at. Bran shoved Lee off. Bran shoved Lee off. That's questionable there from Bran. Bran getting really annoyed today. He's not having it. And that has now basically opened the door for Matthew, Cameron, Jay, and Can. It looks like a little bit getting a bit feisty with these 3. Cameron has got ahead of Jay, as I'm not getting the best camera views. Jay's still there. Cameron has to realise this. Cameron is going to have a bit of contact. Cameron, oh God, there's huge contact there. His car's over. Can is round. Jay is round. That was Cameron there. Bit at fault. But Jay also making a lunge. Cameron should have seen that Jay was going on the inside. Left him room. Lee's got an issue.
Yeah, Lee's gone off as well.
Lee has got an issue as Can has left in frustration. It's not good for him as he can't make it back to the session now. He's not allowed to rejoin, even though we have heard that it has been fixed. But we haven't really had a chance to test it. Bran though in 4th, getting challenged by Brett. Now Matthew is now fighting with Brett, going on the outside. Oh, bit of wheel banging. Can't make it work as Matthew's starting to lose grip on those mediums. Now Cameron's coming back. As right now though, Jay hasn't given up. Jay's still in this fight, currently in 10th. He knows he's got to stop ahead of everyone. As right now though, the gap to the leader is now 7 seconds from Bran.
Yeah, and Rafa's actually pulling away from
Matthew with that aggressive lunge. Wasn't expecting that from the champion. And he just closed his door on Cameron. Cameron needs to be more careful with these dives. He's just making aggressive dives. He's basically being Matthew Alder himself right now. These 2, I wouldn't see fighting.
Go through the left-hander now into the final corner. Who's going to be later on the brakes?
Matthew closed him off. It's kind of calmer.
Cameron's still had a front wing in there and he wasn't really left room. But then again, maybe Cameron should have backed off.
Do agree. Cameron could have backed off, gone for the switch, but didn't make work. However, the top 3 have finally pitted. Venom actually hasn't pitted, so Venom's now in the lead of this race. Will he be going for an extra lap? He's done 13 laps on those soft tyres. Will they be going soft to medium? Interesting. Brett now in 3rd. Won't be staying, I don't think, for long. He will need to pit. Did Jay get any damage though, I want to know? Jay didn't. That's why he might be still going. So Jay was lucky not to get damaged with that incident between him and Cameron. And he's already caught up between these 2. He's not that far off, so he didn't really lose that much time. As Paco Suarez says, ironic in the chat, don't know what for. No, don't start that, because... As right now though, Matthew Alder is challenging for 3rd place, as I believe he is technically next 2nd right now, as Brandon, I believe, is the net leader. I believe he actually hasn't pitted. Has he? No, he hasn't.
In goes.
So Matthew is in. Will get jumped by Bran.
Out compared to Edward and Rafa.
Brett is trying to look at Matthew going for the switch. Oh, Brett not having any. Oh, being it. That is questionable there as well from Matthew. I don't know if it's just to the stream, but there it looked like Matthew just didn't turn as much and hit Brett. Luckily, no damage. Right now, look, Brandon's still in the lead right now. He's doing great defensive position. Let's see what Venom was doing earlier. Right now, look.
Matthew gets out ahead of Edward just about, and now he's on one more pressure tyres than him and Rafa. So that'll help him a little bit to the end of this race.
Yeah, that will help him, but they will be going to the end, I believe. If they definitely do 15 laps on those tyres, they surely can do 20 with those mediums. They probably will be dead near the end, as I'm surprised they managed to pull that gap. Even with that fighting, 7-second gap from Bran. So, Bran's basically the tester of those mediums to see how long he can take them for the guys who have just pitted.
Well, actually, surprisingly, hasn't hit yet. He's starting on the softs, and he's staying out.
Maybe Brett's trying to go a bit longer, get a bit of fresher set of mediums, make sure he doesn't have to make an extra pit stop. Rafa's just on the new fastest start with a 110.2.
Didn't catch that Lee's come in, so he's trying to get an undercut in this train. As Cameron Young makes a move on Brett.
He's going on hard. Lee is going on hard tyres now. That is a weird strategy. Medium surely can go to the end. Because I would probably, roughly around about this lap till around about lap 20 for scheduled second stop on mediums. So, because I'd only roughly take mediums around about 15 laps. So it's interesting. Very interesting there to see what Lee's doing. Right now though, Matthew is now starting to attack. Sondre has just been overtaken by Rafa. I do apologise, I missed that. And that's different compound of tyre. Remember, Rafa's going to the end, I think. And I think also... now I get it, Paco. Thank you very much.
Goes Brett.
So Brett's finally pitted 15 laps on those, and he's got a 5-second time penalty also on his 3 seconds, so he won't be happy with that. So Matthew Alder will be challenging Bran now with a little less pressure now. He's got Cameron behind him, but Cameron isn't catching that much in slipstream. I've got to say that Sterling's in a good position right now. 14 laps on hards, currently in 4th.
Yeah, Nick was making a move on Matthew rather. Down the inside he goes, and he makes the move for what is
Brett's lagged out. Or Brett's left or something. Brett will no longer be allowed in the session, or he will be DSQ'd. So that's unfortunate there for Brett. Right now though, Matthew surely is close enough to make a move on Brandon right now. That's the champion versus Brandon Glover in the Mercedes. Possible champion in the future. Brandon's been getting quicker and quicker.
This is actually interesting. Rafa right behind his teammate of Jay. Jay obviously is yet to make another stop to go to the end. Rafa is going to the end, so could there be team orders?
Matthew really on the gearbox in the Mercedes now. He's going to look on the outside, a bit of lag. Matthew switches, looks to the inside but goes to the outside. Cameron is waiting for contact. Matthew has... Brad's questioned if they really touch inside body. This could be ended in chaos. Will Matthew manage to hold it? Yes, it does. Brand tries the outside. Is Cameron going to think about squeezing it? No, Brand closed up. Very smart there. And a very good call there for Cameron for not trying to make the move and lunging it there. So Matthew now in the lead. Brand in second, Cameron in third. Right now though, the other fight we will pay attention to soon is Jay and Rafa. Will Rafa be given team orders, and will Jay let him through?
This is an interesting thing. I mean, it's the last race of the season. Both not really much to lose, to be honest. I mean, it would be better for the team if Jade lets Rafa through, but he certainly doesn't have to.
Did Brett rejoin the session?
I'm not sure.
Because he's just pitted.
He's now a lap down, so
I'll keep it. If he does like a ridiculous fast lap, that's not getting counted. Unless he is back, because he's not allowed to rejoin. Right now, look, Matthew pulling a bit away now. Brown's still under pressure on 18 lap old mediums. So those tyres must be starting to die off. This is probably why Sterling and Cameron have caught up. Right now, Sterling's looking for a podium position. So the Williams team at the start of the season were last. Now I believe they're like 5th or 6th, or even 7th, I believe, something like that. So the Williams team have done a lot of motivation for their team to get decent points. Can now pits. There's AI pit, sorry. Oh, whoa, 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 Cameron, whoa, 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 whoa. Was that my eyes, or did I just see Cameron going to the wall? Or was that lag?
Cameron was fine, definitely going well.
As I can see a barrier literally glitching out into the pits, which I've noticed.
Here comes Cameron Brandon though. He's got a much better exit. He's got slipstream and DRS. Going to go on the outside for turn 4. He's trying to keep it still side by side, and he's going to have the inside line for this double right-hander.
Brown on the outside, Cameron on the inside.
To complete the overtake though.
Oh, very close.
Brandon hangs around the outside, and he actually has to correct his car a little bit. Almost spins, and Cameron gets through into second.
As the Red Bulls have switched, Rafa is now ahead of Jay. Right now, look. Glenn has lost a bit of time now. Touched this to Cameron. He still hasn't pitched, so Brian has took it to lap 20, so those mediums can go to the end without that.
Oh, Rafa goes deep and his teammate goes back through.
Well, this isn't good for Rafa, he's losing too much time.
Kind of went straight on. I didn't see a lot of them.
The only person Rafa's got to watch out for right now.
Brand's trying to put it down the inside of Cameron, and he's actually been spun around.
Did Cameron that looked like Cameron squeezed him?
Oh, and he's been hit by, was that Sondre? He was, and now Sondre's come off with damage. Nico's been involved as well. He's got no wing anymore.
What is going on today? As a VSC, now will Matthew pit? Now, this could save him for a win right now, as Cameron is second. Now, Cameron, I don't know what he's trying to do today. He's been very aggressive, and it's just, I don't know. Cameron, I don't know if Cameron squeezed him. Did it look like Cameron squeezed Brian? Because on my view, it looked like he did.
He squeezed him a bit, but I think Brian wasn't really that much side by side.
Oh, then yeah, if he wasn't fully alongside, then it's kind of Brian's fault.
He had a front wing there, but that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of Brian's fault then. If he wasn't alongside, I'll let Cameron off then.
That's
Cameron's in.
Well, I've seen at least. I mean,
so Cameron's the only person at the moment I can see who's taking this pit stop under the VSC. So Cameron will be going to the end on whatever tyres he goes on. Sondre also pits. His strategy has been ruined.
That mistake by Rafa in turn 1, by the way, has allowed Matthew Collins to catch up quite a bit. He's now just under 4 seconds away.
So alright though, as I'm going to go back to the battle for second place possibly, Matthew still needs to pit. Brand took those mediums 21 laps and then he got spun. So Matthew's got a rough estimate when he needs to pit. Now Matthew could try something and take these to the end. He's already done 20 laps. Now I don't think he can do more than 25. Someone is off, and I believe that's Edward. Edward's somehow reset the track. Has he got more wing damage? Yes, he has. His car's resetted somehow into the pit, and he's going to beat Brad out the pit. I don't understand how that's possible. And there we go. Edward's back through with wing damage. Brian in 10th. I think Edward may let him back. They don't really have to. So. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Edward's gone. Edward tried to correct that.
He's lost his wing again.
Oh, what's that?
Looks like he's trying to just kill his car.
Yeah, I think he's signing off today, which is fine. But it's
Another
another VSC. Now this is not helping Matthew. Hang on. I thought I saw rain then.
I don't.
It is getting cloudy. It is getting cloudy. But I thought I just saw sprinkler rain on somebody's car.
I don't think you saw rain. I mean, maybe it's getting cloudy, but I don't think it's rain.
He's still out, but it's just ended.
He stays out.
He's another lap. As there is a lap car behind him, that's Can, so it's only an AI. Matthew still leads currently. Rafa and Jay are battling for third and fourth. As we will go aboard with that battle. So there's a lot of people spread out now. That has left. There's no way these can go to the end. 32 laps on mediums. Possibly a push on hards, yeah, but mediums now. I don't think that's going to work. I believe that's Sterling's car who's got an engine issue. Honest mate, it looks like it's going to rain. It's got really cloudy. It was sunny earlier.
I still don't think so, and even then, like, if it's not already raining, it's going to take a while for it to get into those conditions and confidence. You could see rain right at the end, but
No, Paco's saying you can do 30 laps on mediums. He's apparently tested this. Apparently. Now, if that is true, I know the strategy I'm doing tomorrow, soft and medium. But if that is wrong, now Matthew may go for the fastest laps. Now Cameron and Sondre may battle soon. Sondre's on mediums. Oh, wing damage, wing damage, wing damage. Oh no, there's contact teammates. Rafa has re-ended with Jay, and that's because Can's AI. That's not good for Rafa. He needs to pit. He's got wing damage. That's an end plate gone. More bad luck for Red Bull as they got a 1-2 removed after Jay and Can's incident in Hungary. So, or will Rafa stay out and just salvage the pain and possibly get a second place? Right now though, Sterling is looking for victory right now. He's got the pace ahead of Jay. Hasn't pitted. Matthew, I think Matthew will pit. I think Matthew will.
It looks like Rafa's going to stick it out here. He's not pit.
I think the hards will go to lap 28. I think the hards will go to lap 28. And then, not lap 28 on this, I mean lap 32. So, mediums I think will go to lap 30 at least. The ones were on 20 laps. They have to, there's no way. I don't know. Now, if I am right and I think there's wet weather coming, maybe that's why my few might be staying out for a while. This is the only fight we have on track right now, as Cameron did get past Sondre. Sondre is on the medium, so I don't expect Sondre to close back up. Lap 26, only 10 laps left of this race. And it is raining, I was right, it's raining! It is raining, ladies and gentlemen, in the final straight. I thought I saw a bit of sprinkler rain, and I was right, as Rafa makes the move on Jay and gets through on those mediums. So Matthew and Sterling have done a decent strategy. So I was right with the weather. So will it get a lot more wet on track?
Two teammates going side by side once again for third.
Close and personal. We don't want teammates crashing out. We've already seen it at Brazil once with the Ferraris. Will we see with the Red Bulls? Oh, Jay turned it a little bit into Rafa there, but there's not a lot of grip. It's Cameron Young takes the fastest lap, 1:10.1. Possibly may keep that fastest lap. And there we go. Jay's lost the battle between his teammate. And Rafa has took third.
Yeah, clearly Rafa feels that his damage isn't enough to pit, so it might only be something like yellow. And obviously the fact that he has the freshest tyres out of the guys around him may help his decision. As someone's in, that's Sterling, finally for his first stop. Second stop. On goal the Incus, interesting. Yeah, it's actually intermediate conditions, and Matthew and Rafa have had to stay out the extra lap, and this is going to destroy them because it's now 100% Incus conditions, and they're going to lose out a lot. And now all of a sudden, Sterling is going to be your net leader, leading ahead of Matthew by 7 seconds.
And yeah, you're right, DRS has been disabled, so if Venom and Sterling can close a little bit of time, they could close up on Matthew. Current gap to... Actually, I don't even think he... Oh, Matthew's almost off. Matthew's losing grip. Gap to lead from Sterling, 23 seconds. If Sterling wants to try and win this race, he's going to have to pick up a little bit more pace to try and beat Matthew Alder. Matthew's really struggling on those mediums.
They've just got no grip. Rafa and Matthew, they have to crawl around right now, and they're constantly on the edge. Matthew finally gets
coming in.
He has to break a lot of areas, well, he has to make sure he doesn't... Oh, and once again sliding around.
Rafa's lost a lot of time to Sterling. Sondre, sorry, not Sondre, Matthew's in. Sondre will also need to pit. Oh, and Rafa gets a penalty for speeding as he's locked up, just slid.
This is going to be close between Matthew and Sterling. Sterling's through the first couple of corners. Matthew's there.
Sterling's got him.
Sterling get him.
I think Sterling's got him, mate. Yep, Sterling's got him. Sterling's jumped him by a bit. Wow. Good stop there for Sterling. Now the pressure is on him. Will he be able to win this race from Matthew Alder, or will Venom closely catch up on these two and try to stop that victory for Sterling? Sondre just gets another 5-second time penalty out to his time for pitting, with speeding into the pits. Wow, very good strategy there from Sterling. Very good strategy. There's no big battles right now happening on track. As I don't know if that's my eyes, but is Sondre on mediums?
Pitting. Oh yeah, no, he's on mediums.
Why is he on mediums? Will he be doing donuts? Now, I'll do that on the last lap, not now, because you make all the safety car.
Well, make his donuts nice and slidey anyway.
I don't, unless they've made a mistake. Current gap now to lead, 1.5 seconds. Is Matthew losing time? Yeah, Matthew's losing a bit of time now to Sterling. Currently now, oh no, he's getting it a little bit back. No, he's lost it again, 1.6 now, the gap is. So is Sterling a bit comfier on the inter-tyres?
I'm not sure if it's just me, Jared, but your mic sounds a bit like muffled.
Yeah, my mic has moved down. I do apologise if I was a bit quiet there. As right now, look, Sterling, 1.6. Gap between Matthew and Venom. In fact, both. Venom's caught up a little bit on Matthew, so as Matthew's starting to struggle on inters. I've had this race before where DRS has been disabled and everything, and you think it's inters, but it's not. Is that what it could be right now? Is that it's like not inters, but it's not dries as well. Like it's
no,
still.
I mean, you can see, you can look at Sondre. He's an example of why it's not.
Yeah, you're right there. Sondre's losing a lot of time. He's now re-pitted. So his pit crew made the mistake. Constructors champions and drivers champion, and they're making mistakes like that. And he's on another set of mediums. What are the team playing at? Oh no, he's not even changed tyre. He's got a 5 second stop and go. They finally get him on the right tyre. And he's away. Ah, look, Matthew's starting to get grips on those inters. Now a gap between him and Sterling, 1 second. Matthew's starting to close on Sterling right now as Sondre has been lapped. So Sondre is on lap 30. Everybody else is on lap 31.
That should be the same as Brett as well.
Well, Breton
Brett
can
actually gets out just ahead of.
Yeah, Breton can AI. So even where they finished, Sondre would jump them anyway. But Sondre is saying Matthew though, he is a second, slowly catching up. There's one thing to catch up, it's harder to overtake. Right now, look, Venom in third, 5.5 seconds. Lost a bit of time now to Matthew. Jay is slowly closing up on Venom, so could Jay spoil Venom's day and get a podium? So on the final stages. It's the closest battle we have on track.
Oh, Jay almost loses the car there. He had a bit of a moment of hope in the grass momentarily. Doesn't seem to have affected him too much. Matthew's
caught 2/10 there, and this is where Matthew's gaining. Matthew's gaining in the chicane, but he's not gaining anywhere else now. If he gains a
Matthew gets a penalty.
Oh, that isn't good for Matthew because I don't believe Sterling's got one. I believe Sterling's got 0 penalties. I could be wrong. He could have that 5 second, which I believe he actually might have a 5 second.
Yeah, no, I think he did.
But I think he served it. I think he served it.
Yeah.
So right now though, Matthew needs to pass Sterling if he wants to win and build a 3 second gap. Brett, mate, just if you have footage, mate, send it to the admins as me or Kevin or Sondre or Matthew or Bran. Just send me the footage and then we'll have a look if you're going to report it or not, if that was you. But I think it might have been Can as well, so I could be wrong. Right now, though, we're staying on board with this battle between Matthew and Sterling. I just want to say Brett then again. Got 6/10 of a second now. As we'll go on a TV pod view of Matthew. Let's see how he can close up. He closes a lot on the braking, but just loses it on the exit, it looks like a little bit. Really struggling for the grip. And yeah, okay, Brett, if you haven't got footage, it might not be in between your envelope, but we can't rely on stream footage, mate, so. Right now though, Matthew lost a little bit of time now. Sterling, he was 5/10, now 6th, now back to 5, Sondre's now got a 3 second. I've got to say, the Renault team like their 3 second and 5 second penalties.
Closing up Sterling.
Venom's getting Jay's on the attack on Venom as well, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. Oh, Matthew maybe end up. No, he's not. Look like the way he just brakes. Few laps to go. Will Sterling be able to keep this lead? I think the only person in the Williams team who's actually won a race is actually Lewis, isn't it? It's Kurtz. He's the only one who's actually won a race. We're probably going to have to keep switching between battles between Jay and Venom and Matthew and Sterling, because Cameron's just got a 3 second. Oh, then Brett, if he's got no footage, I don't think he's going to report him, mate, so there's no need to worry about then. But right now, look, we'll be starting the penultimate lap. As Brian gets a 3-second time penalty as well, pushing the limits. Now, will Matthew get close enough this time? Will Matthew go for a lunge on the inside? He's got a lot better on the brakes. Doesn't think about it. Maybe on the next straight. But if Sterling's got 0 penalties right now, Sterling really doesn't have to fight. But if Sterling has got penalties, he needs to fight for his life to stop Matthew getting through. As right now, though, Matthew is still trying to close. Will he go for a lunge this time? No, he's going to wait. He's going to wait it out to see if Sterling makes a mistake. As right now, though, Jay's lost a bit of time now to Venom. Currently now gap 7 tenths to 8 tenths. This is really closing up. The thing is, if Matthew doesn't really get past soon, he's not going to have enough time. Now, the gap's now under 4 tenths, or it was under. Lost a bit of time on the exit. It is 4 tenths though. Kevin, do you think Matthew's going to get the job done and pass Sterling?
If he doesn't get it in turn 1, he'll also have another chance in turn 4, but he is really closing now. He's close up a lot. Almost touches him into the turn 1. Now he'll be looking for a good exit. This could be his final opportunity. It looks like he had to correct his car slightly, so it looks like Sterling will keep it for now. So yeah, Matthew's going to have to find another opportunity, and the opportunities he's having are running out significantly. Yes,
Sterling's got a penalty. Sterling's just got a 3-second penalty. That is crucial for today's race. That's his first penalty I believe he's got with 3 seconds. But I could be wrong. He could have had some earlier which I haven't noticed. Now, this could spice this race up. Matthew could go for a dive. Or he's going to let Sterling win. Matthew's thinking, tries to get his nose in there, just can't make it work. Jay, he's not that far, so we will switch to Jay as well very soon if we don't think Matthew's going to make a move. If Sterling gets a decent exit, he's basically got this victory, and yes, he has. There comes Jay. I mean, Sterling gets a decent straight line speed, but will Matthew attack and come near the end like Gasly and Hamilton? He's gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining, but no! Sterling doesn't win. Matthew takes pole, Sterling second, but Jay takes second, Venom third. Sterling must have got another 5-second time penalty, which we didn't realise, and has dropped the 4th. So Sterling had a lot more penalties than I thought. So that's unfortunate, because he did win it on track, but unfortunately penalties let him down. Alder Rafa takes 5th with maybe a bit disappointed. Bit of controversial man, Cameron Young. A bit of incidents there with a few drivers. Will be finishing in 6th, it looks like, as he retires the car. As he also destroys Lee Kelly as well. As Brandon Glover will be finishing up. Will we see donuts from Sondre? Sondre did say he may do donuts. Now he has to watch out for Bran.
Yeah, he is.
Alright, we'll stay on board with Sondre. Hopefully he doesn't hit Bran. He could get disqualified as well. So he don't want to do it there. He will. Oh, Bran I think is going to join him. Bran's going to join him. So good respect from these two. Ending the season with a show. If Sondre's not careful though, he will get disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Synchronised donuts there, as I believe Bran's now going to cross the line to take 8th.
No, he's going to get more.
He's with more donuts.
Yep.
Will he reverse it to the line? No. I think Sondre's out of fuel. I think Sondre's out of fuel.
No, Brian's got a bit of a tap
Is Brand not like going over the line? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's with. Oh, be very
close to it.
Yeah, he's across now.
Oh, jeez.
Why is it a VSC? Why is it a VSC? Khan's got a 20-second time penalty. Brett's got a 20-second. There is chaos all over the place. Bran has just killed everyone at the end of that race. Those 20-second penalties, don't worry, they will not count to your times. Because the race is finished. So there we have it. Oh, damn, I just pressed X. Matthew wins. Jay in second and Venom in third. I do apologise for that. Jay's the only one who didn't get penalties, so great respect for him. And I'm going to have to give the drive there to Sterling. He pulled it off. Look, won on track, but unfortunately on penalties let him down for fourth. But he's your top 13 then. Matthew Alder wins his final round in the race. Dominant win for him, I believe. Jay in second, Venom in third, Sterling in fourth, Rafa fifth, Lee Kelly is in sixth, the youngster does it again. Cameron Young is in seventh, gets beaten by Venom. So Cameron's starting to struggle on pace, it might look like. Brian in eighth, Can in ninth, that doesn't, I believe, get those points, he didn't finish within the 90% rule. Same with Brett, so I think Sondre actually promotes to ninth. Edward in 12th, and Ollie in 13th, who both retired into this race. If you've just followed me now. Brett. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been the final season of Season 6, the final round of Season 6 for the F1 tier. You will see us possibly next season as F1 commentators with me and Kevin. It's been great doing it this season. It's been a great season overall. It's been great battles, great fights, great crashes as well at the same time. As Kevin has already got the interviews already suggested, so that's good to see. As we will invite the top three for interviews. I believe Jay got second in he, so he won't have a mic and he won't be able to do it. So we may pick a third person at random.
I was stuck in Sterling. See, forced it.
Wait for everybody else. As Venom has joined, so we'll go on board Matthew soon. Yeah, we'll start with, as both Matthews actually have made it to the party. So we will start off with the McLaren driver, Matthew Collins. Well, Matthew, is your mic on always allow?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I can hear you. It's just hopefully the stream can hear you. I'll just quickly check. I believe it should be able to hear. I'm going to. I think it. Just say something now, Matt, and then I'll check if it hears you.
Can you hear me?
I think it. No. Just say something now, Matt, and then I'll check if it hears you. Yeah, I can hear you. Right. We'll just quickly get everything sorted, and then we'll put the audio. So then, Matt, I believe you got third today, Matthew. Good result in the McLaren, as unfortunately you were let down with your teammate in Germany. How does it feel to get a podium position today? I believe this is your first podium position in IRL F1, as I do believe you had a few podium positions in F2 when we were battling. But no, how does the race feel today with the result, what you got?
I'm pretty pleased. The join's quite far into the championship, but it's good to get a podium at the end. Bit of a gamble with the safety car at the start, so I chose to stay out and then just pit normally. And, when the rain came, it was quite challenging, but I was able to hold off Jay till the end. I think Jay got me on penalties, but Sterling had a lot more penalties, so I dropped down to fourth. I got back up to third at the flag.
Yeah, it's good to see you got third there, as you did say you had a few penalties and Jay was closing on you. And I've got to say you've done very well with to take this difference from F1, where, sorry, not F1, F2, where you were top all the time, or most of the time, and then you've come up to a bigger tier with some bigger driver names and some guys who are quicker, and you've showed that you can match some of these guys and possibly could be fighting for wins next season. I'm just going to ask you one quick question. If you are racing next season, if you said so, of course, where do you think you could be fighting next season? Do you think you could fight for the championship or anywhere near there?
I'd like to think I could just be towards sort of the top 5, try and be consistently up there. I don't think I've got enough pace to be challenging for the win of the championship at the moment, but I think if I can get some consistent finishes, I should certainly be up there.
Well, that is good to hear. As I would ask you the final question, what's the next race, but it is the last race. I ain't got any more questions really at the moment, but Kevin, have you got a question to ask him?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, congratulations on your podium. I mean, obviously, as you said, it feels pretty good to be on the podium. And like, I mean, you started in F2, got moved up, and I mean, you were thereabouts for the last few races, but finally got it. So congratulations to that, and yeah, good luck for next season, I guess.
Thanks.
Well, mate, thank you for doing this little interview, Matthew. Hope we see you next season more on the podium, and hopefully for some victories. And yeah, thank you for doing the interview, and see you next time.
Thanks.
As before we go on Matthew Alder, we are going to invite the person who he has suggested. 2 people. Let me guess. Well, okay, Bran and who else you want me to invite? Okay, I'll just pick the 4. There. Okay, I'll invite them. Well then, Kevin, if you want to start the questions off with Matthew.
All right. Well, your race was more or less pretty good. I mean, you took a bit of a gamble with the safety car. Obviously, that ended up working out. Do you want to run us through your race?
Okay. So basically, I intended to start on the mediums because I qualified on mediums, but at one point in the race, I picked up wing damage. I think it was because of Lee, and it was just like a tiny bit. It was like on like lap 2 or maybe. So when the safety car came out, I knew it was a perfect opportunity to just reset my mediums because I didn't think they would make it far enough for the rain if I didn't. So I was going to pit anyway if I didn't have front wing damage, and then I also fixed the front wing, which put me behind, which almost put me behind Cat for the safety car. Then I just tried to work my way up through the field, which is a massive fight between like 6 cars. Then I managed to get past that when, by the time everyone had pitted. So I did my best to pull away from Brown when I didn't break the DRS, so I was able to pull away before the rain came, and then the rain did come, but I didn't expect it to come down so fast. And by the time I was able to get back around for the pits, I was probably 13 seconds down on my fastest lap, which is a lot. And then I came out like 2 seconds maybe behind Sterling, which wasn't that bad. I thought it would be a lot worse considering he was like 4 seconds behind me before. And then I just tried to get out, but my setup was not good for the rain. I didn't adjust it where I normally do. I didn't really think about that. I just ran my normal setup, and it was really oversteered for most of the race, to be fair as well. So it just wasn't working at all in the rain, so I just couldn't catch up to Sterling and anywhere near as fast as I wanted to. So I literally had like one opportunity by the time I was close enough, and that was on the last lap. So
yeah. When you were coming out of the pit box, like after the in lap, which obviously could have been better, but you were a bit unlucky with you probably didn't really get the strategy change as soon as everyone else did. Did you think Sterling was going to jump you, or did you think you might have just snuck out ahead of him?
I thought he was going to jump me by more than he did, actually. I thought it would probably be around 4 or 5 seconds.
Okay. And then the end of the race, were you like, did you know he had penalties? Were you thinking like, did you kind of ignore that and just go to try and get the lead, or?
Well, I wanted to win on track because I picked up a penalty and then I checked his, and then he had one as well. So I just tried to get past him again. Well, not again, but tried to get past him. but he had a 5-second as well, which he had served. I didn't know he got that, so I was net ahead of him the whole time without realising. And then he also picked up a penalty in the last lap as well. So
yeah, overall pretty good race from you. I mean, really well managed from after the safety car, and even with the bit of unlucky, bad luck rather that you got, you still were able to pull it through in the end. So yeah, congratulations on your win, and I guess good luck for next season.
thank you.
Well, and there was Matthew Alder there with the interview with Kevin. As now we have the Tic Tac, Bran, the man Glover, the legendary bottler, of course.
Ironic.
Before we do start on Bran, I've got to apparently invite Sondre's TNR account, even though I did. And Kevin, can you unmute? Oh, yeah, that's good.
Me and Sondre are going to join in the party. We'll just have a quick say on this season, you know, season 6. And
It's because
thank you to... It's Matthew, correct? Thank you to all the drivers, you know, everyone's taking part. And you know what, Jared, I'll say thanks to you as well for doing comms. And you, Kevin.
Yeah.
You know, you've been a mediocre commentator, I'll put it at that.
Well, me or him?
And Kevin's obviously been the best. And, yeah. Everyone, keep their eyes open for season 7 information. That'll be coming out soon.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, all jokes
It's also
aside.
the first time I've been on podium interviews because for some reason you decided not to do it in Japan. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't. Yeah, I do apologise there. However, while we're on the subject of IRL, there may be a few changes next season. Possibly you could see on your way. Also, more good skills with the editing highlights with Kevin, of course, which will be more up to sync, and also possibly something on a Friday where the champions or do a qualifying video of the track and tell you how to take it if you want to improve. But we have the famous Bottle Haug doing donuts, and same with you, Bran. I've joined. Anything? Yeah, you. Have you got anything else to say? Because I haven't. So.
All I'd say is just keep an eye out for the next season's information, really. See.
What about you, Bottle Haug? You got anything to say?
Kind of putting me on the spot there. Yeah, but as Bran says, have a look out for info about the next season. It will be coming. Some info in bits, you can say. There will be coming some info very soon, then some more info later on, but very much look out for any info coming, and except for that, pretty happy with the season. Had a great time, obviously, with Matthew as my teammate, always makes it better. But and I also would like to thank the drivers who've been there week in, week out. There has been a lot of driver changes through the season, but there has been some driver who's been consistent and made it at least a little easier. Yeah, like Matthew. I can hear him there. He wants it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well then,
And of course, thank you to you two doing commentary too. It's been horrible, but anyway.
well, the legendary commentators will be signing out very soon. Kenneth, God, Kevin, have you got anything else to say? Or any of you? Anything to finish off?
Not really.
No.
No? Well then, this has been IRL Season 6, the finale of round 21 in the Season 6 race, as Matthew Alder was the driver's champion. Did get that wrapped up. And the Renaults won the constructors, of course. We did see those donuts at the start of quali and in the end of the race. So well deserved for them on the championships, well deserved there. And great result from every other driver in IRL in the F1. Enjoyed the comms with Kevin. We'll possibly be doing that again next season. so you'll be having a bit more legendary comms. But yeah, this has been IRL, and I've been IRL Neon. There's been Kevin as Nexus Aspect joining me today with comms. If you want to see some more amazing content of more action-packed racing, join us tomorrow, 4:30 UK time, of IRL F2 and F3, where they'll be finishing off the final race of the season at them, and then tune in for some interesting information later on in the year when F1 2020 comes out, and tune in for that. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.